Hello! This video covers the configuration of personal data security, or PDS. It picks up after the previous video which demonstrated the installation of PDS. When PDS is installed, it creates two default directories. One directory is for your encrypted files, and the other is for your encryption keys. After creating your first encryption key, that key will become your default key. The first thing to demonstrate is importing a registration certificate. Registration certificates are used to ensure that we only export encryption in accordance with the Wassenaar arrangement. Shown on the screen is a registration for the use of the AES algorithm on all supported operating systems. After importing a certificate, the secure ciphers are now available to be used. Before creating a secure key, we must first create the key store to hold that key. The key store password only needs to be 6 characters, as it does not provide security. That is provided by the key password. Next, we will create the encryption key. In creating the key, we will give it the name Key for My Notes. That name, or alias, reminds us that this is the key we will be using with our notes. Notes can be opened in two modes, Edit Mode and View Mode. And you can have many notes open at the same time. In this case, we are creating a note named Accounts, and we will record information that we want to be confidential, but also easily available when needed. The typical case of a note is that of a password manager, so that you may copy from a note to a password field. But what good would a password manager be if it didn't provide a trusty password generator? In this scenario, the password for this account will be changed from the old password to a newly generated password. And later, when the password is again replaced, PDS will continue to track your password history for this account. Besides passwords, accounts frequently require additional information. Thus, the big advantage of having a free-form text editor. Another core functionality of PDS is creating encrypted backups of your information for secure archiving. We will look at that next, and in so doing we will demonstrate how notes can be used to use and retire encryption keys if you desire. In the current scenario, we have created a key that we'll use for our notes. For our backups, we'll create another key, this time with the alias key1. That name, key1, indicates that this key will be retired and then replaced with another key sometime in the future. Next, we generate a secure password for our new key. And we will also create a new note to hold the passwords for all of our keys. Well, all the keys except for the key for our notes. That one we will have to remember. At this point, we have created two notes, each using our notes key and thus using a password that we remember. As the notes are closed, PDS will check to ensure that unsaved changes are not lost. With the password for key1 safely saved, we will close the password generator and also clear the clipboard that we've been copying into and out of. Next, we will complete creating the second key that will be used to encrypt our files for backup. In creating this second key, we have asked PDS to set it as the default key. There are 4 places in PDS where you can see the current default key. One of those you saw at startup, and another is the View Keys dialog. As we are now ready to encrypt our first file with key1, we'll view our note containing the PDS passwords and copy the password from the note into the key1 password prompt. And finally, pressing the Enter key will start the encryption of the file. As the file encrypts, you will see that it is being written to the default encryption folder. Also, if you look closely at the end of the file name, you will notice that it has a date appended. As mentioned at the beginning, the use of this feature is for backups and archives. The timestamp is optional, and it is also configurable. In the Settings dialog are options for enabling some helpful dialogues, and in the middle there are some options for enabling progress monitors when working with directories. At the bottom of this dialog, you can enable and disable timestamps, as well as customize a timestamp and control where it is used. Before ending this video, you should also know that the default directories for encrypted files and encryption keys is also configurable. For more configuration options, please see the user's guide online. Thanks again for your interest in PDS.